Greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Ohio gun lawyer here with Munitions Law Group, munitionsgroup.com. Local office here in Columbus is 614-326-1919. You can also find us online, munitionsgroup.com. Please look us up. Tell your family, friends, loved ones, everyone in the world about us. We're here to help you guys and answer your questions. Today is an issue that has been debated round and round and round by all the experts in the industry for years and years and years. So I was asked to give my 2 cents. So here I go. I apologize to anybody out there who disagrees with me, but I do want to address it. I think it is an important issue. So I got a question. I always wondered if reloads or custom ammo would cause any issues if taken into court in self-defense situation. I have litigated self-defense cases. We're going to do a video soon with our professional affiliate. He's our #1 criminal defense affiliate. We do all of our trial work with him. His name is Steve Palmer. And we'll ask him the same question when he's with us the next time when we do the video. But my opinion on self-defense ammo, zombie ammo, Curtis, what did you say, the blood spatter design on the guns?
Yeah.
Right? Pink guns, purple guns. I've seen Nintendo guns. You've seen the Nintendo? They look at the little Nintendo guns.
The Nintendo Blaster.
It's a cool looking gun.
The 50 Action Express does there you go. That's pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool gun.
I want it.
But the question is, should you carry it for self-defense? And I'm going to talk about that. All right. Also, internal changes, trigger jobs. Glock, when you can lighten the trigger, take out the travel in the trigger. What other type of internal workings have you experienced that are questions on? Anything besides the triggers?
It's mostly triggers, but obviously sights
And things like that.
Lasers,
right.
all
right.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe
crimson trace.
More accurate barrels.
Yeah. All right. So all these things. Can you do these things to a gun and carry it as your self-defense weapon? I will tell you at the gate as a defense attorney that I would much prefer having a simple standard Glock, no color, just simple black in a trial, because it makes my job a lot easier. I don't have to deal with these issues, but I want to talk about these issues. The direct answer to the question is yes, you can absolutely do all these things. It's not illegal to do these things. It doesn't necessarily make my job for you harder in court. I will tell you, in my opinion, what is more than likely going to be harder is dealing with the cosmetic changes rather than the internal changes. Okay. So let's start with the cosmetic changes. Pink guns, purple guns, Nintendo blasters, blood spatter guns. What is the Skull, the old Marvel comic guy? The Punisher, right? The Punisher.
Punisher.
They have the back plates on the Glock with the Punisher guy on them, things like that. There was an article, a news report of a law enforcement officer who I believe killed somebody with an AR-15, and the dust cover said something to the extent of "killed them all" or something of that nature. Those are bad facts for me as a defense attorney. Now, let's take a very, very simple one, a pink gun. A lot of women out there are carrying pink guns. Do not carry pink guns for self-defense weapons. Don't carry turquoise guns that look like Tiffany purses. Don't do it. Not a good idea. Why is it not a good idea to carry colored guns? I don't believe the prosecutor could draw attention to it, and if they tried, I believe I would be successful as a defense attorney under the rules of evidence of keeping it out. But if I'm not, he could draw attention to it. So that's number one. Number two, if he's not successful in drawing attention to it, or her or she, you have to understand that the jury's still going to see it. And people have preconceived notions about firearms and firearm owners, and when they see something that is of a bright fluorescent color, it may give them just a bad vibe about you. And that sounds obtuse and it sounds absurd, but I will tell you one thing about juries. It is a popularity contest at the end of the day. Throw the law out the window for the most part. They have to like you, and they have to want to side with you, and they want to have to vote for you in that room. And showing them a pink gun that might have somebody up there that's really, really particular about safety, they might think that, well, they're not taking this serious. Maybe they are just being a reckless or negligent individual. So I do not want to have to deal with a pink gun in trial. It's much easier to deal with a standard stock color, like black, even like OD or a tan would be better than a bright fluorescent color, especially not the blood spatter. That's not a good idea. Or the pistol grips that are shaped like a skull, or the skull pictures on them, or "kill them all" written on the gun. Not a good idea. You're going to have a bad day. So just don't do those things. Let's talk about internal workings, though. A lot of different advice on trigger jobs and things like that. I personally don't have an issue with trigger jobs. I've had an expert tell me once that the first thing the government agency is going to do, who's charging you with a crime, is test the trigger weight test the trigger weight of the trigger. That is not true in Ohio. I have talked to my prosecutor friends who've been prosecuting cases, murder, manslaughter, you name it, for many years. And all they do at BCI initially, they just want to make sure it goes bang, make sure it's a firearm. Now, they will test those things if the prosecutor asks them to do so. What I will tell you is that most prosecutors, in my experience, are not super gun knowledgeable, at least in my area where I practice in Columbus, Ohio. So they wouldn't know if a trigger job was probably even done. I don't even know, heck, if they even handle the firearm before the trial a lot of times. They want to make sure the firearm goes bang. That's what they want to know. So I personally don't have a problem with trigger jobs. Ammunition, again, personally don't have a problem with it. Can the prosecutor draw attention to it? They can try. As a defense attorney, I would do everything in my power to keep it out because I think it would inflame the passions of the jury. And I don't think it's relevant to the issue of whether or not he pulled the trigger and killed somebody. I don't think the type of bullet they use necessarily, generally speaking, comes into play as a relevant evidentiary issue. With that said, though, if you have a box of zombie ammo next to the murder gun, they're definitely going to try very hard to get that zombie box into evidence because, again, it'll cause the jury to look at it with suspect. So let's wrap this up. I'm okay with the changes, on the internals of the gun. I don't have a problem with that. Obviously, it's better not to have those if I'm defending you, simply from the fact that I don't have to deal with it, right? But if it saves your life, you need to do it. I mean, if it's going to save your life, if you think it's going to save your life and make you a better marksman and make you place a shot on the guilty or on the assailant and not an innocent party, then you need to do what you need to do to protect your life, in my opinion, from a tactical perspective. Cosmetic changes, don't do them, don't like them. Have those guns, buy the Nintendo Blaster. I think Curtis probably has a few of them himself. It's fine, but don't carry them as your carry gun. It's not something I want to put in front of the jury and have to explain. So for the love of God, don't do those. With that, please, I am expecting a lot of comments. Drop them in there. I want your feedback. I want your disagreements. Drop your questions below. I really appreciate everybody's time and attention. As always, be safe out there. Remember to carry on.